Hey everybody, Andrew Sloss, career coach. Just want to hop on here tonight. A few days ago, I was talking about what makes a good resume. So tonight I want to talk a little bit about some of the more common mistakes that I see on the resumes that come across my desk and resumes that my clients send over to me. Excuse me. So the first one's pretty obvious. The first one is grammatical or spelling mistakes. Again, if you have one or two on your resume, probably not a big deal. But I've seen resumes with 5, 6, 7, 8, including incomplete sentences on a professional summary. So you want to take a very close look at your resume, make sure there's no grammatical or spelling errors, because just a couple, one or two of those can sometimes turn off a recruiting agency or an HR person or an internal recruiter. So make sure you're very careful about your grammatical and spelling mistakes. Number two, please don't put a career objective on your resume. It's assumed at this point that the reason why you're applying for the job is because you want the job. So there's really no reason to put a statement on your resume that says, I am looking for this type of job or this type of role, blah, 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 blah. No one wants to read that. Everyone knows why you're applying for the job. Number three, you don't have any sort of target title at the top of your resume. So it's very important that if you're looking for like a director of marketing position, that you have that title at the top of your resume if that's what you're applying for. And some of the reasons why that's important is because, let's say I'm a recruiter and I get your resume, and let's say I print off your resume, and then I misplace your resume, I put it in a folder, I put it in a drawer, it falls on the floor, whatever, and I find it later that day or the next day, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Andrew Sloss, what did he want? What is he doing? I don't understand what he's applying for. But if I have the director of marketing title on the top of my resume, they can be like, oh, that's the job he was looking for. Maybe he'll be a good fit. Whatever the case may be, they have to look at it and decide if you're a good fit. But they need to have that title there, so if they misplace your resume, they know what you applied for. Number four, there's no professional summary. I see it way too often that people do not put a professional summary at the top of their resume. You need to understand that HR, recruiters, people like that, they are maybe spending 5 to 10 seconds on your resume at first glance. And if they don't like what they see, they're moving on right away. So you need to develop a professional summary that's at the top of your resume that highlights your strengths, highlights your achievements, and gives them a really good snapshot of why they should continue to read your resume and why they might want to consider giving you an interview. So have a professional summary. It needs to be tight. It needs to be clear. It needs to be magnetic. So make sure you have a nice professional summary at the top of your resume. And fifth, for me, the last one would be missing hard skills. So often I see resumes where it's just very general. They have a lot of soft skills, or the hard skills they have on the resume don't match the hard skills to the job description. You need to make sure that if you're applying for a job and you possess hard skills that match the job description, that those hard skills are showing up on your resume. They can't just be peppered in throughout. I mean, there needs to be hard skills within context, but you need to make sure those are listed there. I personally like to create, right after the professional summary, I like to create a bullet list of anywhere between 5 to 10, depending on how many hard skills are necessary, at the top of the resume that fit with the job description. Obviously, you need to make sure you have that hard skill, but if you have it, you got to make it apparent, and it's better to put it again. Put it at the top of the resume, because there's no guarantee that an HR person is going to get to it halfway down or on the second page. They might not even get to your second page before they put your resume in the trash. So you want to make sure that those hard skills are really baked in there. So just to recap, the 5 most common errors I see: grammatical and spelling mistakes. Get rid of them. A career objective. Don't need it. Everyone knows what your objective is. Your objective is to get the job you're applying for. 3, no title, no target title. You got to have a target title so that people know what job you're applying for. 4, professional summary. Again, have it at the top of the resume. You got to get people's attention, especially in this site or job market. You got to stand out. So having a nice, tight, magnetic professional summary is important. And then last, make sure that you have hard skills on your resume, preferably towards the top of your resume, that match the job description. You do those 5 things, you get those 5 things either on or off your resume, and I promise you, you will have a lot more success in your job search. Have any questions or you want to talk? Put a DM, or send me a DM, or put a comment down below, and we can chat. Until then, talk to you later. Bye.